Hey everybody, welcome back to Cottonwood Hill Farms. We're getting ready to, well, we're preparing for winter, I guess you could say. I've got a bunch of, there's several spots around here in the corrals up in the dry lots that need to be addressed. Just little things where the fence was kind of coming loose in a few spots. There's one spot over by the milk barn that the panels got broke away from or torn away from the fence. Gosh, it was last February or March, somewhere in there. Anyway, I'm gonna get that fixed. The other thing is I've been moving things around, figuring out where I'm gonna feed everything over the winter. And I've got the fresh cows. I still have them. I'm gonna still kind of rotate them around, just because I've got 11, soon to be 12 cows that we're milking, and so I want the manure, the majority of the manure out on the farm, so I don't have to use diesel fuel and don't have to haul it. And it's already going to be out there, and then it'll be where we need it to be to spread it, so we're not wasting time and fuel on that. The dry cows, as of right now, I'm thinking the dry cows are going to stay up here around the barn, and right now I've got them here over by the cattle barn. So my plan is at the moment I'm working on the barn. On this lean-to right here, I'm putting a hay manger like I've talked in the past about doing. And my plan is to move these calves right here. I'm keeping these guys back, and I'm going to put them in this pen and feed them out of that barn. I'm basically going to swap, and then the dry cows and the nurse cows are going to go in this big pen right here. I got this feeder right here, and these metal bale feeders, these things are junk. This one I bought used, and it's definitely a heavier ring than I've had before. I bought one from the feed store a few years back, and they tore that thing up, and I don't even think I had it a year before it got tore up. There's 3 pieces here on this ring. My plan is to take this section off because it's ruined anyway. So I'm going to cut it, pull it off, and then I'm going to swing this side around to this post, and my plan is to lag bolt this ring to these 2 posts right here. And if you remember, those of you guys that have been following the channel, the bales I made this year, I made them a little bit smaller. So in the past, I've made them about 5.5 to 6 feet. These bales I made this year are about 4.5 feet. So I should have plenty of room if I put this against these posts to dump a bale in here. And then I'm going to put some tin behind it so the cows that are on this side can't push the fence and mess with it. But that's kind of my plan, so we'll see how this works out. And then after I get that done, like I said, I've got over here, there's a spot in the fence I got to fix, and then there's a couple spots over here and some fence I got to fix, and then same with, I think, over here by the horses, and then just around there's some of these panels. I don't know if you can see that one. There's one right there that's leaning over, so I got to get all this stuff kind of tidied up and fixed before winter. Got a bunch of tin back here. I've got a stack right over there. I actually need to get that moved back here, but anyway, this is all extra tin from either replacing like when we did the roof on the shop, and then we did the sidewalls on it. I kept all the extra tin. Back when I was doing contract work, I replaced a few roofs for some different guys and whatever, and so anyway, I saved all the tin. Well, I've got these pieces. This is actually left over from used tin that I used on the milk house when we redid that. So I think I'm actually going to use these for the back side of that, and I'll show you guys what I mean here in just a second. All right, well, that's pretty simple. Man, it kind of cooled off. The sun started going behind the clouds. Anyway, so yeah, this is super simple. This post I threw in there and I just used wire to tie the heck out of it, but it's pretty sturdy. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And yeah, no, I think this is going to work good for what I need it for, and it should be plenty big enough for those smaller bales I made. So I actually really like this. This turned out better than I thought it was going to. So I guess we'll see here in another month or two how well she holds up. It's the next day. I had a couple different people that stopped by and we got to talking, and that took a while, and then it got kind of chilly. The wind picked up and the sun went behind the clouds, and to be honest with you, I didn't feel like finishing this yesterday. So anyway, I got that feeder done. That looks good. It worked good last night with the bale in it. That turned out much better than I thought it was going to, so I'm pretty excited about that. That solves a big problem for me. Now I've got some spots in the fence here. These are all railroad ties, what I built these dry lots or corrals out of, and I got a whole nother huge pile of railroad ties here, so that's what we're using. Well, fencing staples, for me, fencing staples don't work worth a crap in these ties. They half of them bend, and the ones that you do get into the ties work themselves out, it seems like. This pen, or these two pens where the horses are and then where these calves are right here, I did that all in fencing staples. Probably a third of the staples have fallen out, so I've got some spots to fix in there too. But anyway, what I did over here is I just used pole barn screws, and then I used this plumber's tape, and it works great. I've got a few spots where I should have used, I tried to fudge a little bit, and that was my own fault. The other thing I did is, you can kind of see here, my measurements were a little off when we were drilling the holes, and so a few of these posts they're spread a little bit wider than they should be, and so it doesn't give a lot of room for the panel to sit on the post. This one's a perfect example right here. Panel's right on the edge of the post. Now I don't have a lot of pressure in here with the cows. These cows are pretty docile for the most part, but I still need to get these fixed. But what I did over here, somewhere, I think it's right over somewhere over in here. Anyway, what I did is I took a 2x6, some treated 2x6s, and I just scabbed them on the side here, or I think a 2x4, 2x6s, whatever, some 2x material, and just scabbed them on. That way it gives me a little bit more room here to attach the panel. You can see on this one the staple fell out, and same with over here on this one. But they just, these staples just don't work well with these hard ties. At least I haven't had good luck with them. This is a good example right here. These, I mean, hell, that one just worked itself out. I just pulled that out with my hands, and that one got bent going in and never went in all the way. So staples just don't work good with these railroad ties. All right, well, I got that all fixed, I think, for the most part. There was this line right here was really bad. There was a couple spots there. In fact, there was one post that didn't even have staples on it. The only thing holding the two panels on was that they were kind of wedged together. But I got those all fixed up. That's pretty good. This line over here, for the most part, it's holding up. This fence is actually going to get moved. My plan, this is the back side of the cattle barn, and my plan is actually to come off the corner of the building and go down over to the right-of-way once I get that fence line done. And then I'm going to come off the corner of this door right here and go straight out basically to where that gate is right there, and move this fence over. And then that way I can, and I want to put a windbreak on this fence right here too, and then that way I can have the calves or whatever, if I have an animal back here using this part of the barn, they've got an area they can come out into outside. And then I'll have another pen over on this side, and then there'll be another pen over on that side of the barn too, once I get that done. So this line right here is going to go all the way down over to the tracks or the right-of-way, and then there'll be a fence line across by the right-of-way, and then there'll be a couple other fences in here. So, well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for tagging along like always. Thanks for all the support. We really appreciate it. If you know anybody that might like our content, go ahead and share it with them too. We'd appreciate that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification button. You don't want to miss any of the videos we got coming out, all that kind of stuff. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and you guys stay safe out there. You take care. We'll see you in the next one.